Welcome back, lads. My name is Scotland, and today I'm bringing once again a video. Today I'm doing the first episode of the YouTube 101 series, a guide to making awesome YouTube videos. Because if you don't know, these days there's two factors to make you get big on YouTube. One is, I know I'm not the best. Just before I said, I am not the best you should most listening to, but I have some experience with YouTube. I've done YouTube for over 3 years now, and I think I have some tips and tricks for getting good video quality and also good audio quality. So if you don't know, these days it's about a 50-50% factor. You should have really good 50% video quality and 50% audio quality. As long as you have a decent audio quality and decent video quality, at least above 720p. 30 FPS, you should be fine. And your audio quality might you need to be like most of the problem. At least this is the thing I feel like of mine. I don't really watch the video or I'll listen to the video, but I don't really watch it because I normally play a game while watching YouTube. And since I need to have a good audio, the people I'm watching need to have a good microphone, so I can actually hear that without having problems. Would actually need to concentrate on watching the video to actually hear what they're saying, and that's why actually sometimes even goes up to 60% audio quality. If you have okay video quality and really good audio, okay video quality and really good audio quality, you probably have a bigger chance to getting the attention of the viewer more than if you have really good video quality but not as good audio quality. So it's just a little introduction. So in today's video, I just want to say we're gonna go through the best settings for recording with the game recorder DXtory. It's not a recording used for your screen, but if you are, I will do a screen recorder, like a desktop recorder tutorial later on, but for now it's DXtory, so let's not waste more time and let's get right into this video. So the first thing you need to do is when you open up is actually going to this folder menu. This is, I said everything to normal. You probably should know by now how to install it. I do not condone piracy. This actually bought the software because I wanted the latest version of it. Of course you can pirate it, but I'm not going to show how because I don't want to get any strikes or anything. I bought the software, so I have a license for it, and I recommend you to do that. So the first thing you need to do is here in the DXtory. You have to go to the folder thing, and what you do, the first thing is I just click the use default settings. You go this plus sign, add folder. So as you can see, many things I'm probably going to try to censor out my name and shit because I don't want you to know who I am. I want my identity at least somewhat censored here on YouTube. So the first thing you do, you go find a folder that you like and press OK. When you find a folder you want to save your recordings to, you click this little benchmark. Run the benchmark, and when you see what, and this number is how fast, at least how fast your recording is saved to the folder. You need at least over 80 megabytes per second, then you can record decently with 1080p 60 fps. So now that you don't have to do anything more than folders, when you click your recording button, for me is F12, you will automatically save all the recordings in there. The higher the megabytes per second is, the less impact it does on your computer. So here in the hotkey settings, you got many different hotkeys. For example, push to talk, execute single, execute high speed screenshot, which sounds extremely high tech. I only have one hotkey at the moment set in DXtory, and that's for the start stop movie capture. That is the main thing. Of course, if you are going to record with stuff like to take screenshots, then you probably should take the execute screenshot about something like F11, but I'm going to do that because I'm using this software only for recording, not for screenshot, because most games these days have an on key for screenshotting. So now it's over to the most important piece. This looks extremely advanced, and some of you probably will click off this video right now because you don't understand. It's actually a lot more easy than you think. So the first thing you do is just click the use default settings because that's personally what I think is the best. Then you go down here to codec. If you click down the codec, you see a lot of codecs. This is I have installed a few extra codecs. The codec I'm going to use for today is called the Matrix MPG, or like the Matrix. It's called Matrix 2.0. It's a link down in the description for that, as well as a video by Jack Frakes where he explains more in depth what this thing does. If you don't know how to install a codec like this, I will do a tutorial as kind of like a part 1.5 on how to install this codec, because it's one of the best codecs personally. This is the one GeForce used in his 2015 DXtory video, and it's worked out for me pretty well. So what of these codecs you're gonna use? It's a lot of them. You might be like, I'm gonna use 32, but if you have a 64-bit computer, which I think most of you have, because that's it's the norm these days. Then you're gonna go with a 64 Matrix MPEG-2 iframe HD. This is personally the best codec that I found, at least after my experience, because I've used many different codecs, like the most popular these days, which is Lagworth lossless codec. I used this one, I used the UV codec, I used the Magic Years. I have used a lot of different codecs. So when you set up the codec you want, which is 64 Matrix MPEG iframe HD, you go to this show configuration dialog box, codec. Click that, and then this bar comes here. This is really important. You do exactly the settings. This probably said something like that. So what's for the frame rate, you have to match it with the frame rate that you're gonna record with. I'm gonna record at 60 FPS. That's why I'm setting this to 60 FPS. Then on the data rate, just pull it up to about 250. Not more, not less. This is the perfect amount. If you don't get 100% 250, use your arrow key to get it exactly 250. Here you use force frame based DCT. I don't know what it is, but just do it. On the DC precision, go 8 bits, zigzag order. If you want to see the settings, go to advanced and you get them. Go to alternate, and of course rounding type, matrix custom. Okay, now you don't have to do anything more with this matrix codec. So now you go to the frame rate. Here's the frame rate. Go for, at least me, I'm recording 60 FPS, so I'm going to click the 60 FPS bar. If you're going to click at 30, you have to go into here and change this to 30. I'm going to record at 60 because that's the norm for each of these days, and it is most of the best things. For output, you should do file output and on file format AVI. It's just basic. If you're going to use WorkCap, you have to use this WorkCap converter, which is right here. It takes a lot of time. Your videos probably lose a lot of quality, and just take another year. You should save yourself a lot of time. On the options, I will recommend, if you are going to do a game, I like having my include mouse cursor in checked. If you are used of recording with fraps, you probably should take on this because it syncs frames. So what frames you're recording? For example, I record in 60. Then my FPS will be locked at 60. I will not have any other. If you don't know what frames per second is, that's not for this video. But it's how fast the video is. How many pictures a second? This is if you want to play the same frame rate. If, for example, I would recommend if you play on 120, then you should take this, because then you don't get more. Of course, it's a lot smoother video because it isn't much variety in your frame rate. So this is optional. Include overlays. That is for your own sake. I'm not really used to that. I normally just use the settings. So for the scaling, this is a really important thing. You have to put it to size. Because if you don't know, you can't change the resolution. For example, if some people might record at 1280 by 720, then you get 720p, which is it's okay for YouTube these days, but of course I will recommend putting it up to the one I'm normally using, which is 1920 by 1080. But of course, it's back to this folder thing. If your benchmark didn't go over 50, then I would recommend putting it down to 720p 60 fps. But of course, if it's over 80, then put it to 60 at 1080p. So for the audio, I currently only have one audio, which is my headphones. It's actually my audio interface, which is my mic and my headset is connected to at this moment. This is where you get this is what your audio goes through. There's many different things. So for example, I click the second here, you can add a microphone. If I just add this microphone, this microphone, as you can see, you can change the slider right here. This is mainly if you're going to record with a microphone, but I currently record with a different software, my microphone externally, which I'm actually going to do a tutorial in the next episode of YouTube 101. Just set it up with the headphones, and if you go down the description on the Jack Friends video, that I will be linking in the description. He made it really detailed how to digitally split up the tracks, so you get one for Skype, one for your gameplay, and one for your mic. But I'm currently only, that isn't for a different cause. I personally only have the gameplay audio because I only use this when I'm recording solo. Of course, I can add another one, so I record Skype too, and then it will add another track when I import it into Sony Vegas. Here's the snapshot settings, which is just, you know, take a snapshot of your screen. I'm gonna change off this because I don't do this. Of course, it's if you want, you can do this. I do not play around with screenshots. I only use the recording feature of this. So for this is something you shouldn't change anything, because if you don't know exactly what you're doing, just jump over this. I personally put this third priority, or always the highest, for getting everything perfectly. Of course, if you have multi-GPU stable processing, if you have, for example, an SLI or a crossfire configuration with the graphics card, which, if for example, if I had two 1080s, then I will put this on and get better recording performance with that. Of course, you can also limit your video FPS right here. I probably compile that with the synchronized FPS. So the next thing is this settings thing. I wouldn't do anything with this. Of course, you can large screen, medium. I probably have a small. Don't kid around with this, but. And here you can see some different stuff like registered, expire, and so yeah, that's pretty much the thing you have to go through. You don't have to do anything with this or this or this. All you really have to do is the video with these settings and your folder. That is pretty much it. DXtory is actually the footage I recorded for the intro. It's actually recorded with this software. It's personally one of the best audio recording softwares on the market at the moment, because there's so many features. It's so advanced, and yeah, go check it out. Of course, there are multiple ways to get it for free, but I will recommend that because it's an extremely good software. A lot of credits to the developers. See you guys. Anyways, hopefully you did enjoy the first episode of the YouTube 101 series. Hopefully this helped you for getting a little bit better recordings. As always, I'm your favorite friendly neighborhood Minnesota boy. Peace.